Hello, my name is Whitney, and today I'll be discussing the elements of style as they pertain to the luxury jewelry website Boucheron.com. Let's start with the home page, where we'll take a look at the use of color. One thing I like about this website is that it manages to make a big impact using seemingly minimal features. We have a stark white background set against shades of green, black, brown, and gray, and it allows these more subdued shades to speak volumes. Instead of being boring, they look bold and elegant. Next, we'll take a look at texture. Nowhere is the impact of the use of texture more apparent than when we look at the rings page. Against the smooth white background, the texture is really allowed to shine. There is not a single tiny gemstone or small groove or ridge in the metal that goes unnoticed. Even the smooth interior of the rings themselves is very, very apparent here. I'd like to review the use of value on the Or Bleu page. First thing we see are varying shades of deep, rich blue. Not only does this blue pay homage to the inspiration for these pieces, which happens to be water, but with the help of some black and a little bit of gray, it really sets off these glittering, silvery white diamonds and crystals. At times it almost feels like we're underwater or even in outer space. Speaking of space, all this rich, beautiful imagery might be overkill if it weren't for the generous use of white space. Anytime we click on one of these headers, we get the bare minimum in visuals, if we get any visuals. And it really makes a wonderful visual cleanse. It really makes a wonderful visual cleanse and also a very clean site overall. The lines on this site are also very clean. There's nothing too fussy here. Straight lines frame even the most busy images, of which there aren't a lot. And they also set off the curved lines of the jewelry as well. As we notice the lines framing the images, we notice they make rectangles. Rectangles really dominate this site, more so than any other shape, I would say. They add a certain energy, strength, subtle power, and structure. And we're back on the home page to examine the impact of size. Anytime this website wants you to notice something quickly, it is made very, very large. The very first thing we see on this page is an extremely large video, inviting you to peek through the door and take a look at their wares to be drawn into their world. Often, small supporting text is placed next to these larger images, but it's placed in such a way that it makes you want to look, at the text anyway, even if only to learn more about what you just saw in the image. Catchy titles and headings are made larger than the smaller supporting text below. Overall, Boucheron's use of color, shape, line, value, space, texture, and size create a space where power meets playfulness and boldness meets subtlety.